Okay. So we talked about post-stoichiometric roadmap. We talked about limiting reactants and how we know which one is going to determine how much product you're going to get. We're going to talk about classifications of chemical reactions, types. If you look at this one, ammonium plus hydrogen chloride gives you ammonium chloride. So you're putting two things together to make one thing, so we're combining them. So we call it a combination reaction. Okay, when you're combining two or more things. And of course, my little thing doesn't work. If I start with one reagent, one reactant, in this case calcium carbonate, and it breaks apart into two or more reactants, it's decomposition. So there's a clue. If you just see one reactant, it's going to be decomposition. Third one, if you see it's a reactant reacting with oxygen, it's a combustion reaction. We're burning something. Here we're burning formaldehyde to give us carbon dioxide and water. So usually if you see an organic material, so carbon-based material with oxygen is combustion. However, you can see something like iron plus oxygen, give you iron oxide. You can kind of consider it a combustion reaction because it does give off heat. So rusting gives off heat, although most people don't notice it. But if you ever go into a sporting goods store like Cabela's, or that if you're a hunter, then you buy these little hand warmer packs. They have this little seal, and you open up the seal, and there's a bunch of little holes in the pack. And usually what's in there is something like magnesium, finely ground, so you have a large surface area. It reacts with the oxygen in the air, same type of thing. Magnesium oxide, it generates heat. That's what keeps your hands warm. And after a while, after it's all reacted, it stops working. And of course, the water generated in the combustion reaction is usually considered liquid water. If you remember in the lab when I did that demonstration where I took the water cooler bottle and I had rubbing alcohol in there and I lit it and the flame shot up, there was liquid left in the bottom. That was water that was generated in the reaction. So looking at these, A is what kind of reaction? B is what? Combustion. And C is decomposition. Later on in the semester, we'll talk about other reactions. But yeah, A was combination, B was combustion, and C was decomposition. Questions about that? Those are, yes?
So the basic definition of combustion reaction is when something burns in the presence of oxygen.
Yes.
Is there a different reaction where something burns without the presence of oxygen? Like maybe in hydrogen, or does hydrogen only burn in the presence of oxygen?
Depends on your concept of burning.
Okay.
You can have, if you think of this, when you eat food, glycolysis is reaction with oxygen. And metabolism is kind of combustion. I mean, we don't burst into flame. You can do aerobic with oxygen and aerobic without oxygen. You can burn stuff without oxygen. a very little amount of oxygen, which is kind of like how you make charcoal from wood. You don't want to use a lot of oxygen. And that is it for that chapter.